Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time zone you're in or what time you're watching this video. Today we are back with Queen Chinchilla with Avoidance, which should be phenomenal. It's been a while since we listened to one of her new songs, but I am ready for the Queen of Vocals to just take center stage and kill this track. I hope that you are too. Love you all. Let's jump right in, shall we? Let's go.
You sent me a message, just leave me alone. Now I'm shaking head to toe. I'd rather the silence, I don't wanna know. I know it's delusional, but I don't have the strength to let you go. It's not that I don't love you. In fact, it's the opposite. I get anxious when you call. I'm so scared to message you in case you're with some lucky bitch. So I leave it all. You want closure, I avoid it, and it must be so annoying.
Oh, chills, bro.
I just can't imagine that you're gone.
Oh my god, that gave me chills. God damn.
I'd rather avoidance than live in the know. I'm not trying to long it out. I hold on to items and hold on to hope, 'cause I can't bear to live without. As long as I don't contact you, then I don't pull you down. It's not that I don't love you. In fact, it's the opposite. I get so anxious when you call. I'm so scared to message you in case you're with some lucky bitch. So I leave it all. You want closure, I avoid it, and it must be so annoying. I just can't imagine that you're gone, and I'm not trying to make it harder. I just never dealt with so much love, and I don't know what to do with it all. 'Cause no one else will ever be enough to let you go. And it must be so annoying, I know. I just can't imagine that you're gone, and now you're with some lucky bitch. So I leave it all. You want closure, I avoid it, and it must be so.
My God.
I know. I just can't imagine that you're gone.
Damn. My God, man. Her vocals are so clear. Like, I'm sure I've said this in the past, because it's like every time I hear it, there's so much clarity to her voice. And it's got so much power behind it too. It's like if Glass could sing, if that makes sense. And it's like, it's so perfect. And she's so good at going through the runs and just carrying the weight of the words of the song through her vocals as well. And again, this is no different. She just carries the weight of a neutral sadness, because it's not pure sadness we hear in this. She's not like distraught. She's avoidant. So there's almost like a neutrality to it, where it's like a pulled back level of sadness, because think about it. This is a song written for that person, right? If we were to fully express all of our emotions, this person is done with us. They're only going to want to run away from that conversation. And so instead, we express this neutral version of that loss because we can't express our emotions or we push them further away. And that's such a beautiful choice, like vocally. I do want to go back and listen to the lyrics and kind of go piece by piece. If you were just curious for the reaction, that's pretty, I'm just blown away by. Also, the lyricism was fantastic because truly, when you're in a situation like this where someone is almost like frustrated by your commitment and emotions, innately you pull in, you shell off, and the easiest way to deal with that is by not trying to push them any further. You're trying not to like disrupt them or disturb them because you feel like an annoyance, and so you close yourself off into this like tight package of emotions that no one else gets to see, and so avoidance is much easier than actual conversation. And that's kind of what the whole song is about. And it's like what's crazy is at the end she crashes onto the floor. It's like that's what ends up happening if you stay stuck in that mindset of trying to be there for that person but not be there with that person. You know what I'm saying? Because then you can't move on while they are moving on, and it only breaks you further and further every time you hear something new. And so at the end she literally hits the floor because that's the lowest point she's been at. And that's so clean. Okay, let's go back. If you're heading out, love you all. See you later, but we're gonna go back. Even the strings, they sound so like hollow, like hurt, but still neutral. Love it.
You sent me a message, just leave me alone. Now I'm shaking head to toe. I'd rather the silence. I don't wanna know. I know it's delusional.
And that's so perfect because it's like, yeah, in those situations where like you're aware of the end or like the finality of the situation, it's easier to just avoid it and pretend it didn't happen than it is to receive that message. That message confirms for you the end, and you don't want to deal with that right now because you can't. Emotionally, you're so hurt and so broken because you love so hard that hearing that it's over makes it so much worse. So even though you know internally, you know it's over. Internally, you know that this relationship has ended, but it doesn't matter. You want your brain to be allowed to be tricked into the idea that, hey, maybe it's not. Right? Just because it's easier to feel that maybe than it is to get that certainty of no. Oh, that is such a heavy line.
It's delusional, but I don't have the strength to let you go.
I love that lyric because it's a play on words. It's like the strength to let you go. Letting someone go actually is the release. It's not. It doesn't take strength. But in this case, the metaphorical way, letting you go takes strength because I have to be strong enough to be on my own and not think about this, the pair that we made, the two people that we were together. Now I have to be strong just in this empty space that you've left. And that's so much harder because that's what it means to let go. Damn.
It's not that I don't love you. In fact, it's the opposite. I get anxious when you call. I'm so scared to message you in case you're with some lucky bitch. So I leave it all. You want closure, I avoid it, and it must be so annoying. I know. I just can't imagine that you're gone.
Even that, like, it peaks out as she starts to come to the realization that, like, this is also frustrating for the other person, like, to some extent. But it hurts so much that she just can't do anything about it. And so this last part here where we get, right here,
Imagine that you're gone.
is our finally admitting that it's like, that's the hardest part for me, is saying that you're gone hurts so much more. And that's why I'm avoiding you. It's not because I don't love you. It's not because I don't care about you. And even though it might be frustrating for you, trying to come to terms with that right now is impossible for me because I'm in that space where I still love you. And letting you go is becoming someone I don't even know who I've been maybe for so long. And that's scary. That's intimidating. And that hurts. And that's why this is so difficult. And so it's easier to avoid than it is to engage.
I'd rather avoidance than live in the know. I'm not trying to long it out. I hold on to items and hold on to hope, 'cause I can't bear to live without.
Bro, that's such like, I feel like everyone can connect to that. Cause like if you've ever, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be anything. Anything that's come to an end where you're like, I'm not going to throw any of this out. I'm not going to try to get rid of any of this because what if it changes? What if things are different? The hope that exists, the hope that things will go back to the way that they were, or that something else will happen that results in you being able to reforge that or rekindle that relationship. Whether it's a lover, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, whatever it might be, right? Like it doesn't have to be specifically romantic love. It's anything. And you hold on to these trinkets in the hopes that those trinkets alone, like they'll carry you through the storm so that when you get back to where you were supposed to be, things will go back to normal. And it's such a, I feel like everyone can just relate to that so much.
As long as I don't contact you, then I don't pull you down. It's not that I don't.
I just realized that it's not, then I won't pull you down. And it's like, that's the strength. Remember we talked about the strength of letting go earlier? And this is that where you feel like by not letting go, you're actually pulling them down. And the whole video is shot where she's almost like falling, right? Like it looks like she's drowning and falling at the same time, which is an amazing visual tool because it's like you feel like you're drowning in the weight of your emotions, but you also feel like you're falling to your lowest point and in the darkness. And that's kind of why she's surrounded by this darkness, because you feel so alone in the void of what was left of that relationship that you had.
Love you, in fact, it's the opposite. I get so anxious when you call. I'm so scared to message you in case you're with some lucky bitch. So
the way she hits that is so funny to me for some reason.
You want closure, I avoid it, and it must be so annoying. I just can't imagine that you're gone.
That I know, that scream is not, or not scream, but that scream singing is not just like, I know to the person that it's frustrating for you. It's also frustrating for me because I have to figure out how to deal with all this stuff and I don't know how to. So that frustration isn't just meant towards the situation. It's almost meant towards ourselves of not being able to move to a place where this is more comfortable or being able to somehow figure out a path to being less anxious when you call. Like,
and I'm
so
not trying to make it harder. I just never dealt with so much love, and I don't know what to do with it all. 'Cause no one else will ever be enough to let you go. And it must be so annoying. I just can't imagine that you're gone. And now you're with some lucky bitch. So I leave it all. You want closure, I avoid it, and it must be so annoying. I know. It must be so annoying. I know. I know. I just can't imagine that you're gone.
wow. Wow. What a song. What a emotional, like, it's like an emotional journal of that moving through that loss, right? That fear, that anxiety, and something to always think about is that, like, if you feel like One is you never need someone else to be happy. This is kind of like a bit of a side stance for me, just real quick. You never need someone else to be happy. So when you end up in a relationship that is over, and even if you feel so connected to that person that you feel like you'll never love again, it hurts you so much more to stay committed to that relationship because it no longer exists. And that hurts to hear and hurts to feel. But remember that you were fine before they were around. You're going to be fine once they're gone. And if you can mend bridges, great. If you can't, remember that you are more than enough on your own and you will achieve the level of happiness that you had before that person was in your life anyways. And if you reached a peak of happiness, you're like, I don't ever think that I could have ever reached. Just remember, you were part of the happiness too, which means that it's not just that person that resulted in that. And you need to find the things that make you happy to move yourself beyond that relationship and get past that struggle and that anxiety. Wow, this was such a good song. And like just her vocals, man. I feel like this is always gonna get stuck on. It's just like how does her vocals are so strong. Even the run that she has there kind of in the breakdown is so clean and she just hits it so staccato. And I love that so much. Wow. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that your week is better than your day, your month is better than your week, and your year is better than your month. Love you all, and I will see you on the next one.